This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The Finance Ministry not satisfied with the cost for a new prison. The Chinese embassy says that Chinese companies must follow local laws. And more reaction to our interview with the BPL CEO. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll give you a preview of DQ Miracle Treat Day that's coming up. And later in business, it's our twice-monthly series with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. Always a lot to talk to them about. That's all straight ahead, but first it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, months after revealing that the cost to construct a new prison facility at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services had doubled, Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe says the Ministry of Finance is not satisfied with the cost of the project and is currently awaiting a more acceptable figure. In March 2022, Monroe said the new facility will cost around $35 million to $40 million. However, in May of this year, Monroe revealed that the cost had increased to $90 million. He told reporters yesterday there was an approval in the ministry with the public-private partnership investor and the Ministry of Finance to finalize the details. But the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of National Security and BDOCS would be concerned with the scope. It said that the Ministry of Finance was not satisfied with the amount and sent the parties back to come up with something more acceptable, his words. After Monroe previously revealed that the cost had doubled, opposition leader Michael Pintard questioned the staggering increase, noting that the government should be transparent with all the information so the public can reasonably be assured that they're done all the things they need to do by law. A Chinese embassy spokesperson declined to speak specifically to the matter involving a large group of Chinese nationals found in January at the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau without any legal status in the Bahamas, but the officials said that Chinese companies must follow the local law. Asked whether the embassy has any thoughts or concerns that the migrants were found to be residing at the hotel, which is owned by a Chinese company, Chinese Embassy Deputy Chief of Mission, Wei Xi, telling the Nassau Guardian, quote, "The embassy cannot speak to this specific case. As a matter of principle, the Chinese government requires all Chinese companies to abide by local laws and regulations when they invest overseas, and it is beneficial for them to operate in an enabling business climate." A report from an immigration official who oversaw the apprehension exercise in January and who within the hour received a directive to release the Chinese shows that only 3 had Chinese passports and the others had no identification. Minister of Labor Keith Bell said irregularities were discovered. While the matter involving the apprehension of the Chinese occurred in January, F&M leader Michael Pintard only recently made it public, insisting Bell acted inappropriately in directing the release of the migrants. On the same night, immigration officers discovered them at the hotel. Bell has said that it was determined that their transfer to the detention center, where unoccupied migrants are held, was unnecessary. The appellate court upholding the gun and ammunition possession convictions of a man who fled before police searched his home and found the contraband. Justice of Appeal Andrew Charles said the decision of Magistrate Samuel McKinney to convict Anwar Strachan was, quote, not an unreasonable one. On July 19th, 2017, a team of officers went to number 4 and number 5 Rosewood Street in Pinewood Gardens to execute search warrants for drugs and firearms. While at number 5 Rosewood Street, which is nearby number 4, Corporal Taylor, now Sergeant Taylor, saw Strachan, whom he knew, standing in the doorway of number 4. According to Taylor, Strachan broke off running after he looked in the direction of the officers. In his haste, Strachan left the door to his residence open, and the officers searched the premises in his absence, and found a firearm, ammunition, and part of a gun and a magazine. The officers also found Strachan's passport and voter's card under a mattress. Strachan was arrested several months later, and during an interview with Inspector Robert Kemp, he admitted that he lived at number 4 Rosewood Street. When asked about his whereabouts on July 19, 2017, the date of the search, Strachan replied no comment. Strachan was convicted and sentenced to 2 years for possession of a firearm, 3 years for possession of ammunition with intent to supply, and 3 years for possession of a component part. The sentences are to run concurrently. Also from the courts, a man is facing a murder charge after a man who was reported missing was found dead. Ashton Sweeting appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley Tuesday, charged with the murder of Murray Walks. The 34-year-old was last seen alive on July 8th, and his decomposing body was found in the Carmichael Road area on July 12th. Sweeting was not required to enter a plea to the murder charge and was remanded to the Department of Correctional Services, as the magistrate lacks the jurisdiction to consider bail for the offense. Sweeting is scheduled to return to court on October 24th to receive a voluntary bill of indictment that will send his case to the Supreme Court. Overseas, India's popular but polarizing Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, has a fondness for abbreviations that create buzz around his government schemes and dress down his rivals. But last week, Modi's political opponents did just that. They announced a new alliance called India to unseat Modi and defeat his ruling party's electoral juggernaut. The acronym, which stands for Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance, comprises India's previously fractured opposition parties that are aiming to keep the Modi government's increasingly powerful sway at bay. At stake, the alliance says, is the future of India's multi-party democracy and secular foundations that critics say have seen assaults from Modi's Hindu nationalist party, Bharatiya Janata Party. The opposition alliance is playing on the acronym, saying it will be Modi versus the country in 2024 polls. Modi will seek re-election to a third consecutive term in a national vote next year at a time when India's global diplomatic reach is rising. However, his rule at home has coincided with a struggling economy, rising unemployment, attacks by Hindu nationalists against the country's minorities, particularly Muslims, and a shrinking space for dissent and free media. And a Greek Air Force water-dropping plane crashed while diving into a wildfire in southern Greece yesterday, killing both pilots. Authorities battled blazes that have been raging for days across the country amid a return of heat wave temperatures. Summer wildfires blamed on climate change have also struck other Mediterranean countries, leaving at least 34 people dead in Algeria in recent days and 2 people dead in southern Italy on Tuesday. A state TV video showing the bright yellow CL-215 aircraft releasing its load of water on the island of Evia before its wingtip apparently snagged in a tree branch. Moments later, it disappeared into a deep fold in the ground from which a fireball erupted. The Air Force said the pilots, aged 34 and 27, both died in the crash. The Prime Minister canceling a planned visit to Cyprus for today, and Greece's armed forces declared 3 days of mourning. In sports, the Bombs' senior men's national volleyball team picking up its second victory in the 18th Caribbean Zonal Volleyball Association Senior Caribbean Volleyball Championships. That was Tuesday, taking down Trinidad and Tobago in a 5-setter victory. In Suriname, the Bombs' men coming away with an 18-25, 25-22, 19-25, 25-18, and 15-11 win, sitting at the top of Pool B in the tournament. The women were not so fortunate, though, as they lost in 5 sets to Trinidad and Tobago's women last night. With the men, the two teams are familiar with each other, having faced each other over the years. The Bombers, which fielded a team mixed with professional and college players, along with players from the New Providence Volleyball Association, has its sights set on winning gold. It's the first time the tournament is being played since 2018. And what was turning out to be a well-structured tournament with hardly any incidents took a turn for the worst on Monday as teams battled for positions and medals at the Babe Ruth Baseball Classic. The Caribbean Baseball Championships Invitational wrapped up on Monday at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex and the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. The 12 and under division was a qualifier for the Cal Ripken Major 70 World Series later this summer. And the Invitational 16 and under division featured a number of qualifying teams from the region. Aruba emerged as the champion in both divisions, and Puerto Rico was the runner-up. There was no bronze medal game. In the 12 under division, the Bahamas won the bronze. In the 16 under division, it was in the 16 under semifinal game between the Bahamas and Puerto Rico, though, in which tensions flared between Team Bahamas and head coach Greg Barnes Jr. and home plate umpire Adain Canister from Curacao, and it spilled over into a confrontation after the game. You can read about what went down in today's Guardian Sports section. From soccer, Inter Miami co-owner Jorge Mas has one lasting memory from Lionel Messi's debut. The image of Messi running to embrace his family after delivering the game-winning free kick and cementing a new era for the club and Major League Soccer. Messi's follow-up performance Tuesday night against Atlanta United in the League's Cup showed the impact that one player, the right player, can have on an entire club. Messi scored twice and had an assist in his first start for Miami, bringing his total to 3 goals in just 2 games. Inter Miami had a 3-0 lead by halftime, the first such lead in that club's history. Miami went on to win 4-0 Messi exiting in the 78th minute to a standing ovation, with many in the crowd wearing his number 10 jersey. Many also headed for the exits themselves once Messi was on the bench. And from the NBA, you've probably heard this by now. Bronny James, the oldest son of NBA superstar LeBron James, hospitalized in stable condition a day after going into cardiac arrest while participating in a practice at the University of Southern California. A spokesperson saying that medical staff treated the 18-year-old James on site at USC's Galen Center after he went into cardiac arrest Monday morning. He was transported to a hospital where he was in stable condition Tuesday after leaving the intensive care unit. USC spokesperson Jeremy Pepper declining a request for the Associated Press for comment, citing student privacy concerns. The AP also left a message seeking comment from the LA County Fire Department. A representative for USC outside the Galen Center on Tuesday said the school would not have a briefing or issue a statement about James's health scare. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. And quite a night weather-wise overnight here in the Northwest Bahamas, and we've got a severe weather warning in effect now. A thunderstorm warning in effect for North and South Andros, New Providence, North Eleuthera, and the Exuma Keys. A severe thunderstorm watch is also in effect for Central Andros, Central and South Eleuthera, Cat Island, Great Exuma, and their adjacent waters. The Department of Meteorology reporting that as of 6:30, their radar and satellite imagery showing clusters and lines of moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms associated with the surface trough being enhanced by an upper-level trough. Thunderstorms will be severe at times, causing strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possible waterspout or tornado activity. So as we said, lots happening. A surface trough east of the islands, along with a mid to upper level trough, producing this unsettled weather across the Bahamas, while a moderate to fresh breeze is blowing throughout the islands as high pressure weakens over the area. So mariners and residents should be alert for possible waterspout or funnel cloud activity. There is a risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas. We are already seeing that in New Providence. Everybody's still being advised to remain hydrated, though, and avoid prolonged sun exposure during late morning and afternoon hours. And beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should be alert for rip currents along easterly beaches. Your forecast for today: for all areas, cloudy to overcast at times, hot and breezy with scattered showers and widely scattered thunderstorms, heavy and severe at times through the night as well. Gusty winds and higher seas are expected in showers and thunderstorms. Small craft will exercise caution in the central and southeast Bahamas. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 20 knots in the central and southeastern islands. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwest Bahamas, 4 to 6 feet in the central and southeastern islands. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, so it's still going to be hot when the sun comes out. The heat index again in the triple digits. It may feel like it's around 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. That's your first look at weather, this extended outlook, and a look at the tropics coming up a bit later after traffic. This first look at weather brought to you by Nescafe Coffee. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold. You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Don't let go of your chance to win big with Alive and 700 Wines, an exclusive promotion just for you. Purchase 3 or more refreshing Click Rattlers and pair them with our Freedom 12 plan or higher at 700 Wines and Spirits. To enter the contest, simply write your name and phone number on the front of your receipt. Then snap a photo of your receipt and WhatsApp it to 242-805-7511. This promotion ends July 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Alive. Believe in best.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Introducing Wendy's new Chimichurri Cheeseburger. Chimichurri. That's how you pronounce it. Let it roll off your tongue. Then get ready for some ridiculously good flavor. Fresh, herby, garlicky chimichurri. It'll feel like a relaxing backyard get-together with friends on a Sunday. But in a burger. Come meet Wendy's new Chimichurri Cheeseburger with our new Dave's Craft Lemonade. Wendy's, different inside and out.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Tired of paying too many bills and loan payments each month?
Shrink your monthly debt payments down to one easy payment with our debt consolidation loan.
It also has a built-in savings that pays you 5% interest.
Inquire about our debt consolidation loans today.
Call 356-7766.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC, 422-4796. Remember, standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Chester Robards joining us now. Good morning, Chester. Guy, are you there? Okay, can barely hear you, so we'll sort that out. We'll get that sorted out there. But coming up this morning, we're going to be talking with Dairy Queen, DQ Miracles, fast approaching. We'll get details about that and the amazing causes that that's going to go to support. Later, it's our twice-monthly segment with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. in Morning Blend Business, and we're going to be talking with them about the Access Accelerator program. We're going to meet two of their Access Accelerator clients, some very exciting companies that they're with. We'll talk with them in business. That's coming up. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. All right. In the news, a lot to talk about. I just want to say we had CEO and COO of BPL, CEO Siobhan Cambridge and CEO Tony Seymour with us. And at the end of the show, we asked them about statements from the Electrical Workers Union. They were saying that they are giving BPL 30 days to respond to their concerns. They have a number of workplace grievances they wanted to get sorted out. We asked the CEO about that, and he said he wasn't made aware of what those grievances were. All right, so that angered the union. They were not pleased by that. Union President Kyle Wilson messaging me and sent me a statement about it, and I'm going to read the statement. He said, quote, "I am saddened that this has been taken this low level of discourse and now overshadows the issues that I wish to have resolved. CEO Cambridge had an opportunity to extend to the union, and he chose to make an attempt on my integrity as a fair and honest union leader who was a proponent of his coming to BPL. That's an arrogant jab he took at my integrity, claiming not to know of the issues when prior to becoming CEO, I leaned on him for advice also, and sent copies of letters and other correspondence they sent to management, to the executive team, and responses acknowledging that they did receive those. So the union not pleased by that, so who knows what that will do. We hope to have Kyle Wilson on the show in the coming days, so stay tuned for that there. So that's the last thing we need now, though. High bills and union unrest. This would make for a very, very terrible summer. But let's hope that gets resolved sooner than later. All right, and there's people responding, people just still very angry about the bills. There's an article about that in the paper today. But as we heard yesterday, this is just a terrible series of events that came together at this time to cause this, going back as far as the pandemic and the decisions that were made about the hedging, even though they still do hedge. All of that happening right now, and we might not see the fuel surcharge prices come down until November. So, boy. All right, so other big stories in the news. We've got Chester sorted out.
Did you get me sorted?
Oh, there you go. You sound much better. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, if you want to comment on that, folks, give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right, so the other interesting story, that prison, you remember, that ballooned in price from 35 to 90 million, and people were like, wait, what is this all about? So calmer heads have prevailed, I guess, and have said, nope, we got to go back to the drawing board and do better. Take a listen to this report about what's being said about the new prison going forward from Wayne Monroe. This report from our Jared Higgs.
Government is back to the drawing board with plans to build a new prison after finance officials reportedly said the previous price tag was too high. the new correctional facility and virtual court together came to $90 million. Well, National Security Minister Wayne Munro says they're back in the planning phase.
There was an approval for the Ministry of National Security, the 3P investor, and the Ministry of Finance to finalize the details. The Ministry of National Security and BDOCS would be concerned with the scope. Finance would be concerned with the dollars and cents. Finance has said that it's not satisfied with the dollars and cents and sent the parties back to come up with something that they due to have a presentation on that, whether that relates to issues around the scope, for instance, asking for VAT or customs duties exemption. That would be matters that would be addressed.
Among the considerations are the costs associated with building the correctional facility in an environmentally friendly way. Munro says it's government's policy to make environmentally friendly plans, but finance will have to evaluate whether the increase in cost of the plans justifies the savings.
In every project, the Bahamas government has a policy about being eco-friendly and climate resilient. And so what you do is you present a plan and you say, if we build this in the conventional way, it will cost this. If you add something that may be eco-friendly or climate resilient, does it increase the cost? If it increases the cost, by what factor? So the facility is supposed to have photovoltaic cells, solar panels, and there would be a price. You can solar panels. This will cost $1 million, $750,000, and then finance would make a policy decision that it makes sense to get it because it saves on electricity. And then as a country that's challenged with global warming, we might decide that it makes good sense for us to be advancing the agenda. And so in every procurement that we do, that is considered. So for instance, on the procurement of the new flagship, the shipyards have been asked to quote on an eco-friendly vessel that has catalytic converters in the engine. And so they've provided, this is what the conventional vessel costs, this is what an eco-friendly vessel costs.
In other news, not easing up.
All right, Jared Higgs with that report there. All right, so let's get your reaction to that as well. What do you make of that? Does it sound more reasonable? Anything sounds more reasonable than 90 million, right? But what do you think? Give us a call, 323-6232, 325-416, 325-4259, toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right, we've got some calls coming in. Let's go to those. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Well, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
You know, we should move all of our businesses and buildings, and starting with the government, towards carbon neutrality. And, you know, embracing the carbon credits, we may have a lot of money we could save that we don't even pursue. You see, carbon credits go deep. But, you know, I'm going to leave it right there. Watch the crazy. I really wanted to call you on the other issue.
Which is what?
The first one you were talking about.
BPL.
Remember?
Yeah?
What was it?
BPL?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm experts in the country, having decreased an electricity bill by 90%. Americans claim they can do 30%. Why is this an issue? You know, from 1995, the discussion's been on the ground to solarize every single home. I believe in 2009, our Prime Minister went to Copenhagen, and we've signed every accord and been to every COP and talk on global warming and carbon credits ever since. You see, the fact is, you could use the carbon credits to get the solar for this country at a very low cost. You could say to Canada and Germany, who make solar panels, if you put the solar on every rooftop in this country, you would get the carbon credit for what diesel we wouldn't have to burn at our generation power stations. I don't know if I'm being clear. Now, with the union, in 1983, a country, the richest in the hemisphere, and in 2022, the third richest country in the hemisphere, can't pay our BPL workers the same wage they would get in Canada. And speaking to that, all of our public servants, we're going to experience some problem if you see a real war happen in Europe with food and fuel. What are we doing to prepare our country? Some countries are stockpiling fuel, rice, food. And speaking of that, Dwight, we've had the hottest summer ever. 90-degree water affects hurricanes. What have we done this year that we haven't done since Dorian? So I'm telling you, I challenge anybody to call in, whether they red, yellow, or that third party, and tell me what is different. People getting punished while everybody at the top is bussing up our VAT money and having fun. But it's not fun when the lights go out and the people's food go up. Okay. Now, I feel sorry for BPL, the employees. I would encourage them to please don't take action. Be there for the people. But work with whatever party has your best interest at heart. Thank you, Dwight.
Okay. Thanks a lot. That was a lot. Let's take this call, and we'll get to your text messages. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Morning, both of you and your guests. I am very impressed with Graham's setup, and I think maybe it would be good if the government would exploit this young man's potential, because I've been following him for quite some time, and he's on to what we just don't want to catch on to. But one of these days we'll get into that. But just keep this fact in mind, right, when you're building your system. 100 amp hour battery will keep a 1 watt light bulb on for 100 hours. Now you could do the math and increase it. But the legacy debt, this is legacy debt. You didn't get the number yesterday as to what that debt is and how we planning forward to pay it off. But I'd like to address it this way. You would recall there was a time when the government, under, I think it was I'm not calling names, decided to get rid of monopolies. There was a liquor company that had a monopoly. It was dismantled. There was the telco dismantled. But we have a monopoly on persons who bring in fuel. No one seemed to be challenging that level of monopoly. I think we need to challenge this legacy debt in court and see how long this has been standing, and has there been, or could there be, a statute of limitation applied to this? Because really, this is really what's hurting us, because we don't even know the number. You know the number? You know how much it is for you?
No, but I mean, are you sure there's a monopoly on the fuel? I'm not too sure. It's just, there might be, I don't want to say anymore, but I don't know if there's a monopoly. But hey.
Well, I know person or one group of people bring in the fuel. I know a friend of mine tried to apply.
Somebody has a contract. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a friend of mine tried to apply to do that, and he was stumped right down. So we need to dismantle the monopoly. Do you think so?
Okay, your friend just, what is he, got a little boat or something? What's he doing? How's he?
Oh, no, he was doing pretty well. He could have taken care of all of the other family islands.
Okay.
But they're not going to do that because they need one boat to take it everywhere, you see?
Okay.
We need to dismantle that, man. Let's challenge that in court. Let's put these lawyers to work, hey?
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Chester, you want to add anything there? Anyway, monopoly? Okay.
I mean, it seems like a never-ending contract.
They must make amazing bids. I don't know, but yes, it's a contract. Okay. Text messages. This person says here, let me be the first to complain. These jokers were either lying or jinxed, because my power has been off in Jones Heights since 11:30 p.m. and now it's electricity. Oh boy. Well, I'm sure they're going to blame the weather. I'm sure they're going to say something happened, right? Maybe a tree There was a lot of wind. I thought we were in a little tropical storm last night. But yeah, so that's probably it. That's unfortunate. I hope we've been making some calls, the emergency hotlines and stuff. Sometimes they don't know, but this person says here, going back to the drawing board is a red herring. I bet you $1 that after this is finished, it'll be over 90 million, even if the revised quote is 5 million.
I'm glad I wasn't the cynic. I was just going to say that.
Oh, yeah? Too many hands in the cookie jar. Just look at Government House from 10 to 21 million.
Like, I don't know a project that we do here that don't have mega overruns.
Wow. Okay. This person says, remind me again why we need a new prison as opposed to outfitting the current prison and or putting on a new wing. Oh, okay. Maybe you should take a tour. Yeah, I think they might have. Not in recent years, but the last time I went, I know I didn't want to go back. Yeah, I don't. I think they could. They still got several people to a cell, right? Still using in some places buckets and stuff. So come on now, seriously. Yeah, they need maybe more than one new prison, to tell you the truth. This one said, but they also say, I don't like the fact that the BPL executives basically just said that Bahamians are too stupid to fully come off the grid, like we don't have people like Graham doing it already. They didn't say that. They didn't say that, but the regulation, the legislation requires you to still, if you are in a certain type of area, maintain a presence. Could be small, but yeah. So, but okay. This one here, this text. Going back to the drawing. I read that already. We have to have the most incompetent project managers because I have never seen a project that hasn't gone twice. Tell me if I'm incorrect or unreasonable. Do I live in the twilight zone? I mean, I don't know all the budgets and all the projects, but it seems that most of them do, as Chester said. Yeah, so, and I think we are in the twilight zone, yes. So, yeah, you're not incorrect, maybe, and you're not unreasonable, definitely not. And we live in the twilight zone, absolutely. Caller, good morning, you're on the air.
Quality is Strachan always along with you and Chester, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
We need justice, law, and order in the Bahamas here. But Dwight, I've noticed nobody talking about this fuel, bad fuel, that is destroying the engine at BPL.
Well,
or help destroying the engine at BPL.
Well, I don't know what you mean. And there was one incident.
You haven't heard about the bad fuel?
There was one incident in Andros.
Say it again?
There was one incident in Andros, right, Chester?
One incident in Andros?
Yes.
Just that one incident.
But I don't think it's a regular thing. It's not a regular thing.
So it's a regular thing?
It's not a regular thing.
Of course not.
What?
But nobody talking about it.
I mean, we heard that there's an investigation, that, right? They're looking into it. But it did happen. There was some...
Well, they need to update the public. Because it's the public money. See, those guys and ladies were getting the big pay for what they say they're working for. They ain't checking for the poor people. They're not checking for the Bahamian people. All they want is their big check. And their, what you would call when you work for so long?
Pension?
Pension.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're checking for.
Okay.
And the Bahamian people got to wake up. We need a good party, man.
Party, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. How did I get to party? Okay, I hear you. The latest update, Chester, was that there is an investigation, right? I think the public's more concerned about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can't speak for the public, but more people are concerned about the power staying on and their bills than that one batch of fuel that was bad. It's a serious issue, absolutely. And somebody needs to be accountable, sure. But I'm sure we'll get updates on that one. Or will we? Anyway, more than some other things we've been asking questions about. Right?
Yep.
Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us. 422-4796. All right. Some more text messages. This one says here, the phone was off at the clinic at Fresh Creek all day yesterday. I hear that, okay. Boy. This text here, what is wrong with our country? It's like Bahamians deserve to be treated like low-life dummies. What now? Government borrowing money to pay themselves and special interest groups. The fuel supply to BPL is provided by the... yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. Thank you, texter. We got a lot of issues. Absolutely. Some words in there I can't read out loud. I don't want y'all to call in to say these things either. No. But I can't read some of these text messages. You're making some serious claims and it would get us all into problems. But thank you for your text messages. Thank you very much. Let's take this call before we take a break and continue to send you text messages, hopefully ones that I can read. 422-4796. All right. That person wants to talk to us, or they want to talk to you? Yes? Okay. Before we go to the break. Yeah, good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi.
Trust both of you are doing well this morning.
Yes.
Dwight,
Yes, thank you.
what a very amazing, interesting night that we had last night. My electricity went off twice last night, coming back on at 3:21 this morning.
Oh, boy.
My only question I have this morning is, having spent some time in Grand Bahama, in particular, the Freeport, Lucaya area, I would like to know if anyone can answer me, what infrastructure does GBPA have, whereas during their storms, the power seems to always stay on? There's hardly a time that I know in all my power area that the power hardly goes out at all. I just want to know what kind of infrastructure they have there, and what kind of fuel are they burning? Are they burning bunker C, or are they on some other type fuel that is being that's being used there? The previous caller was onto something. We talk about monopolies. When are we going to find out the real fact behind why other persons cannot get into this market to provide food outside of bunker C? They are just some of the questions that we, the intrigue would like answers to. So thanks for taking my call. I'll continue to listen to the program.
All right, thanks a lot.
Progress forward.
Well, I don't know if that's accurate. We can hear from Grand Bahamians if it's true about what you're saying. But, I mean, Freeport, in the grand scheme of things, is a baby city to Nassau. And I can imagine, and you can see how Nassau has sprung up, New Providence, right? All over. This place is like a weed, right? There are very few truly planned, properly planned areas here. There are houses behind houses, on top of houses, in other people's yards, partially in whatever, and power lines going in and out and everywhere and under and through and right. It's madness. So that's a relatively young city. I'm sure infrastructure is, as we've heard that many times, right, far superior to the rat's nest that we probably have here in New Providence. I'm not an engineer, but
a lot of underground lines too.
Probably, because they're a planned city. But we got I've seen it. We've got some streets here that cross each other, and one street overhead, the other one underground. Half the street overhead, half the other one underground. It's all kinds of craziness. So, and then, oh boy, yeah. So that's probably playing a big role in it, if that is the case with Grand Bahama. So this is what happened. It's a 300-year-old, well, at least the heart of the city, 300 years old. And since then, neighborhoods popping up here, there, and everywhere, as opposed to, what's it for Freeport, 60? Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Something like that, 60, 70 almost. So it's a little bit different. But anyway, and I mean, you all talking about the monopoly in quotation marks, but I mean, it's not going to be your boy who gets the contract if they can outbid the other people. It'll be another big conglomerate More than likely, right? No?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
That's how these things work.
You got to
seems.
prove you could supply the tank.
Yeah. So, hey, let's take a break. When we come back, more of what's in the news on this Wednesday morning. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
You're all over the town, you're chasing down every crack and crevice you. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing. I don't care if you're living like for the key. If you live in the town.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. You may have to pay more soon to buy a house or a car. The Fed's expected to raise its key lending rate by 1/4 point today to about 5.3%. That's the highest level in more than 20 years. Both sides are talking about that tentative deal UPS has reached with thousands of union workers. The AP's Mike Hempen.
The Teamsters Union describes the deal as historic and overwhelmingly lucrative. The union, which it says existing full and part-time UPS Teamsters will get $2.75 more per hour this year and $7.50 more per hour over the length of the contract. UPS CEO Carol Tomei calls the deal a win-win-win agreement on the issues that are important to the Teamsters, UPS employees, the company, and its customers. The contract is subject to voting and ratification by union members. I'm Mike Hempen.
And I'm Rita Foley.
Time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get in gear with an RBC auto loan. In the Mile Butler Highway, seeing some building traffic there now, about midway between Fire Trail and Tawny Plume's Darling Highway. You'll see that in front of you, just about parallel to Harold Pond. This morning, Tawny Plume's Darling Highway traffic backed up a bit there, heading toward that roundabout as well. Glaston Road, again, a better alternate route for you. Munnings Road is where you'll see that traffic, just north of Munnings, as you make your way northbound to JFK Drive and the roundabout with Bahamar Boulevard. Over on Blue Hill Road, things get a bit north of Soldier Road as you make your way over that hill to Independence Drive northbound. East-West Highway near the intersection with Robinson and Marathon Road. Some folks waiting at that intersection at that light there. Elsewhere, not much to talk about except for the flooded streets. Quite a number of flooded streets on New Providence as a result of the rain we've been seeing, so keep that in mind as you make your way about this morning. Your first look at traffic brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up for an RBC auto loan. And time for another check of your weather. We've got a severe weather warning in effect now. That's in effect until at least 8:30 this morning. This comprises a thunderstorm warning for North and South Andros, New Providence, North Eleuthera, and the Exuma Keys, and a thunderstorm watch for Central Andros, Central and South Eleuthera. So the Department of Meteorology is saying they're noticing clusters and lines of moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms associated with the surface trough being enhanced by an upper-level trough, and that thunderstorms will be severe at times, causing strong, gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possible waterspout or tornado activity. So, as we said, it's all as a result of a surface trough just east of the islands, along with a mid to upper-level trough, producing unsettled weather across the Bahamas, while a moderate to fresh breeze is blowing throughout the islands as high pressure weakens over the area. So for today, for all areas, cloudy to overcast at times, but still hot and breezy with scattered showers and widely scattered thunderstorms, heavy and severe at times through tonight. Temperatures getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, but the heat index will make you feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. In your extended outlook, well, your overnight low tonight getting down to a very warm 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. Now for your extended outlook, we've got that surface trough along with the tropical wave, both moving westwards across the Bahamas. That's going to be enhanced by upper-level troughing. This will create unsettled weather across the country through the start of the weekend. So for Thursday, tomorrow, cloudy to overcast, hot and breezy with scattered showers and widely scattered thunderstorms, heavy to severe at times through the night. Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy, hot and breezy with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, heavy to severe at times in the extreme northwest Bahamas, isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern islands. We'll tell you what's happening in the tropics coming up in our next weather check after the 8 o'clock news. We'll be back with more Morning Blend after these messages here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with up to 100% financing, extended repayment, and low interest rates. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up. Conditions apply.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you want to go scuba diving on your vacation, don't bedazzle your wetsuit. And you think you look great, but what you don't realize is that you look like a shiny, scaly fish. And it won't take long for a shark to notice you. Next thing you know, you're busting out every karate move you got. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance and get airlifted out to the closest hospital.
For emergency evacuations, CG Atlantic Medical and Life Insurance. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
Total Auto Care on Howard Road offers fast, quality auto maintenance at the very best prices. Tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, radiators, water pump replacements, and more. Need quality brand name tires for your vehicle? Tires that'll stand up to these roads? No worries. We supply Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, Pirelli, and Toyo. We'll import them fast and install them for you at no extra cost. So when your car needs maintenance or quality tires, we're on Howard Road, just before Burger King. Come see us. Total Auto Care. Call us at 341-6599 or 341-2350.
Indulge in an experience that awakens your senses with Nescafe Gold. Premium Arabica coffee beans, carefully selected, roasted to perfection, and finely ground, resulting in a unique and unmatched flavor and aroma that captivates the senses. Enticing aroma, smooth taste. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
Summer your way with Scotiabank. Apply for a Scotia Plan loan this summer and open the doors to your dream destination, the perfect home renovation, or prep for back to school, and so much more. Enjoy competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Use your plan loan to unlock your perfect summer break. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan today and have summer your way with Scotiabank. Visit bs.scotiabank.com or call 242-356-1697 for further details.
Everywhere. Shop early at Janae's Chesapeake Road annual back to school sale going on now. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, all school items in stock. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts, in a variety of colors and school monograms. Shop early and don't miss out at Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road's annual back to school sale going on now. Remember, we go everywhere. Beat the rush and save, save, save at Janae's annual sale now.
The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is here to help small businesses throughout the entire Bahamas. To better serve you, we've made it easier to contact us. Call 461-7232, WhatsApp 359-0626 or 359-2394, email helpdesk@spdcbahamas.com, or submit a ticket when you visit our help center at accessaccelerator.org. The Access Accelerator, empowering small business.
You're all over the town, you're chasing down every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in like Key, if you live in the town, this thing don't discriminate. I want to know when.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:19, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by NUA Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got a lot going on. We're under a severe weather warning right now. That's until at least 8:30. We'll see if that's renewed at 8:30, but it's been in effect since about 6:30 this morning. So there's been a thunderstorm warning in effect for a number of islands, including North and South Andros, New Providence, North Eleuthera, the Exuma Keys. And there's a thunderstorm watch in effect for Central Andros, Central and South Eleuthera, Cat Island, and Great Exuma. So the Department of Meteorology says that they've seen clusters and lines of moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms associated with the surface trough enhanced by an upper-level trough. And that's resulting in thunderstorms that have been severe at times and causing strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possible waterspout or tornado activity. So, as we said, this is all a result of a surface trough that's just east of the islands right now, along with a mid to upper level trough, producing unsettled weather across the country, while a moderate to fresh breeze throughout the islands as high pressure weakens over the area. So we've got a number of warnings. Mariners and residents should be alert for possible waterspout or funnel cloud activity. There is a risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas, and everybody's being advised to remain hydrated and avoid prolonged sun exposure during late morning and afternoon hours. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should be alert for possible rip currents along easterly beaches. So, with all of that, today, for all areas, look for cloudy to overcast conditions at times, hot and breezy at other times, with scattered showers and widely scattered thunderstorms, heavy and severe at times, and that'll continue through tonight. Gusty winds and higher seas expected in showers and thunderstorms, and small craft should exercise caution in the central and southeast Bahamas. Temperature-wise today, look for highs getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius, and another warm night in store, lows getting down to about 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. In your extended outlook, the surface trough along with the tropical wave, they're both moving westwards across the Bahamas, and they will be enhanced by upper-level troughing, creating unsettled weather across the Bahamas through the start of the weekend. So for Thursday, tomorrow, cloudy to overcast, hot and breezy, with scattered showers and widely scattered thunderstorms, heavy to severe at times through the night. Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy, hot and breezy, with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, heavy to severe at times in the extreme northwest Bahamas, isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern islands. In the tropics, we've got a weak trough of low pressure between Bermuda and the Bahamas, and it has about a 0% chance of formation through the next 7 days. All right, and so that's what we've been talking about, some of the stuff that's impacting the weather there. Then we've got a tropical wave south of the Cabo Verde Islands that has about a 30% chance of development later this week and into the weekend, while tropical Atlantic. So again, a busy weather day, but we'll keep you posted That's your morning blend weather brought to you by NUA Insurance. Carmichael in the shops of the Southwest Plaza this Saturday, July 29th, for a one-stop auto show featuring Nassau's leading auto dealerships, financing from Scotiabank, and tailored insurance options from NUA. Whether you're looking for luxury or just want a reliable ride to get you where you have to be, the NUA Insurance Auto Show has everything you need to seal the deal. That's the NUA Auto Show at the shops at Carmichael this Saturday, NUA Carmichael. Time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Get in gear with an RBC auto loan. In your real-time traffic, Mile Butler Highway, traffic's building up there northbound. So, just as you're approaching Harold Pond in the northbound lanes, you'll see that in front of you all the way up to Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway, and a bit backed up along Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway as well, westbound this morning. Gladstone Road is going to be a better. Just as you're approaching Munnings Road in the northbound lane, you'll see that all the way up to JFK Drive and the roundabout with Bahamar Boulevard if you're heading northbound. Elsewhere, we've got Blue Hill Road as you approach Independence Drive. If you're heading northbound, you'll see that there. Some congestion. And pockets along East Street, especially East Street South. Marathon as well, northbound, but manageable for you. And a bit of congestion at Village Road and Shirley Street as you approach Montague in that area. There's still not a traffic light there, so keep that in mind. Be cautious and extra careful if you're in that area. East Bay Street, as you approach the Sydney Poitier Bridge, you're going to see a bit of congestion as well. But nothing that you can't handle this morning. Keep in mind the streets are wet. Some of the roads are flooded as you make your way about this morning. That's your morning blend traffic brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up for an RBC auto loan.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's pension plan, Island game, keep you winning. Percy's pension plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's pension plan, Island game, we got you. Percy's pension plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, come play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island game.
My business couldn't survive with it's fast, convenient, and my clients love it. My sales increased, and I can track my earnings. Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today. Call 356-7764.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with up to 100% financing, extended repayment, and low interest rates. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up. Conditions apply.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own. We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's pension plan, Island game, keep you winning. Percy's pension plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's pension plan, Island game, we got you. Percy's pension plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must. Come play the game, you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Indulge in an experience that awakens your senses with Nescafe Gold. Premium Arabica coffee beans, carefully selected, roasted to perfection, and finely ground, resulting in a unique and unmatched flavor and aroma that captivates the senses. Enticing aroma, smooth taste. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Total Auto Care on Howard Road offers fast, quality auto maintenance at the very best prices. Tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, radiators, water pump replacements, and more. Need quality brand name tires for your vehicle? Tires that'll stand up to these roads? No worries. We supply Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, Pirelli, and Toyo. We'll import them fast and install them for you at no extra cost. So when your car needs maintenance or quality tires, we're on Howard Road, just before Burger King. Come see us. Total Auto Care. Call us at 341-6599 or 341-2350.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
To the world. The Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. All over is big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. All over is big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. Now many other countries they be lucky like us. With the sun does shine from dawn till dusk. From Freeport to Inapa, we can travel hassle free. We may never leave on time, but we can check in early. Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. All over is big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. The fly carrier big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. So now big thing crew is just a few who just do they do and move.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, Wednesday morning. And coming up, we've got a lot happening this morning. We'll be talking with Dairy Queen about DQ Miracle Treat Day. That's coming up. And later, A Squared SBDC about the Access Accelerator program and meet some of the clients as well this morning in business. That's coming up. But we continue to talk about what's in the news. So we've got some messages as we were going to the break. This is in relation to the call earlier about what's Grand Bahama doing. Remember that one, Chester? That so they don't have the outages. I'm not sure. Grand Bahamian people messages tell us if you all have anything like we see here in New Providence, where the power is off at least once a week somewhere. Let us know. But anyway, this person says, to answer the question about GB Power, it's called maintenance, preventative maintenance. Okay. This one says here, that last caller about the power company in Freeport is absolutely wrong. Oh, boy. All right. What is this? Oh, my goodness gracious. What? What? You don't want me to read this on the air. This is a whole book. I can't read this on the air. I'm sorry. You got to call in to say this. What is this? Is the camera on? Can I show you how long this text is? What? Look, okay, so these are regular text messages. Right? You see that? That's how long they normally are. Look at this one. What is this? A text that long? I don't even know. What is that? That's a book. My God.
That's a lot of thumb punching.
What the? I don't think Mike... Oh, this is a texter who I said, you need to call in to say this because I refused to read the text. And now they're scolding me because of that. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Wait, the long text is them scolding you?
Well, let me sift through it. All right. Dwight, please read this on your show because there are surely other texters in my position. On Monday, you requested that I call in regards to my text. First and foremost, your show allows for the ability to respond by phone or by text. I chose the latter. While my text might promote deeper thought or introspection on the subject, it is just as valid as the callers. If need be, you can require texters to identify themselves like some of your callers do. I have no problem with that. You have read many of my texts during your shows and have on occasion gave great reviews to them. Okay, my name is B. Azan Johnson, the twin brother of C. Allen Johnson. Oh my God. Known on social media as Rabbi Common Sense, Zentz. He's considered the spoken word and I the written word. What's happening? I and others choose the methodology of texting because it provides a convenience of getting directly to the point without the pontification that your so-called chronic callers provide. I do believe that after a decade of being an avid listener of your show and your station, I'm sure you would agree that many of your listeners have trouble determining if your show is a live broadcast or rebroadcast when it comes to public issues. Trust me, it keeps me up at night because of I don't know if I'm in Groundhog Day, the movie, or what's going on. So yes, you're right. This could be a show from 2015. Who knows? Who knows? We're talking about the same things. You're right. This supports my assessment and view that the Bahamas is a perfected example of a failed state that have the benefits of the U.S. support to ensure that their third border doesn't become problematic. Many in the country will agree with this. The first step to solving a problem is to acknowledge that there is one. The myriad of problems in the country clearly identifies that we as a country are in a state of perpetual denial. The Bahamas seems as if it will never get to become the great country it was destined to become. Maybe the God of the Bahamas has turned its back on the country. Oh, boy. Or maybe there are no people who are called God by God's name who have turned from their wicked ways, so there will be no healing of the country. I will forthwith identify myself in my text so that you can state who sent the text and remove any issues that may cloud identity issues. Thank you for your time and platform that allow for the deferential point of views. Okay, well, that was a very entertaining text. Thank you very much, even though it was very long and it read quickly. I appreciate it. So you all are quite a pair. Quite a pair. But thank you. That brought a smile to my face today. Oh, boy. All right, there's another text. There you go again. A blind man seeing more than you all. What is the objective of this non-productive talk show? Every year, a lousy group of friends in the House of Assembly gets to spend $2 billion on what they feel like. Now, is the we call them the country that or just the show? Because it's the same. It's reflecting the country. But anyway, and never have any of them got charged or caught with stealing. In the Bahamas, there are no laws for the outlaws, and the Bahamas is a monopolistic slavery system of government forever. Okay. Very angry person today. I don't blame you. Does anything work? Oh, this is just a series of complainy text messages. Does anything work on the island? We cannot keep the power on. My nephew, who visits here from the U.S., said the power goes off all the time here on New Providence. You didn't need him to tell you that, but anyway, the only time in the part of the U.S. where he experiences a blackout is when there is a major snowstorm. Well, yep. This one says the fuel suppliers in the Bahamas are Shell, Rubis, and Esso. If we change from Shell and go to one of the others, we will be back and forth like we do with our cars at the pumps. The prices are no different. Oh, I thought you were going to say back and forth like we do with the political parties. But yeah, that too. Morning, Dwight. The PLP chairman and Minister of Finance alleges in his voice note that the law was followed by the Ministry of Immigration, but there was insubordination. Outside of questioning the legitimacy of his claim that the law was followed, in the real world, insubordination is grounds for immediate termination of employment. But I doubt. Well, we got a text yesterday that said that some of the people, some certain people within the ministry were put on leave. Now, we haven't been able to confirm that as yet, but this is going to be very interesting. And I know we all can't wait to hear question time in the House of Assembly we'll see how many of former Prime Minister's 31 questions are answered today. This text simply says complete garbage. I don't know what it's about. Maybe they're talking about me.
Everything.
Is it about me?
Everything.
Is it about everything? Just the whole country,
Everything.
the world,
Yeah.
complete garbage. Okay. Another text. Dwight, you're gone. Set a precedence with that long text. Now you have to read all these short stories. Yep. I guess so. Well, that would make it different from what we did in 2015 because I wouldn't have read that back then. So it'll seem new now. There you go. This is the complete garbage person. They're explaining. What you read a few minutes ago was complete garbage. Dwight, please don't validate ignorance. Now, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about the long text or which one? Which one? We read quite a few. Interesting morning. All right. Yes, the long text. This is real time, folks. Okay. Well, is it complete? I mean, some of it, you have to wonder. I don't know. All right. So this is interesting. The headline, Chinese companies must follow the local laws, according to embassy. Our Candia Dame's writing about it. A Chinese embassy spokesman declined to speak specifically yesterday to the matter involving a large group of Chinese nationals found in January at the British Colonial Hotel. We got to stop saying the Hilton thing. All of us have to stop. I know it was so many years, but we got to get out of it. British Colonial Hotel. In doubt any legal status in the Bahamas, but the officials said Chinese companies must follow the law. Asked whether the embassy has any thoughts or concerns that the migrants were found to be residing at the hotel, which is owned by a Chinese company. Chinese embassy deputy chief of mission, I don't know if I pronounced it right, I'm sorry, told the NASA Guardian, quote, the embassy cannot speak to this specific case. As a matter of principle, the Chinese government requires all Chinese companies to abide by local laws and regulations when they invest overseas, and it is beneficial for them to operate in an enabling business climate. A report from an immigration official who oversaw the apprehension exercise in January and who within the hour received a directive to release the Chinese shows that only 3 had Chinese passports and the others had no identification. Minister of Labor Keith Bell said irregularities were discovered. Now, while the matter involving the apprehension of the Chinese occurred in January, F&M leader Michael Pintard recently made it public, insisting that Bell acted inappropriately in directing the release of the migrants on the same night that immigration officers discovered them at the hotel. Bell has said that it was determined that their transfer to the detention center, where undocumented migrants are held, was unnecessary. Yeah, you remember that. All right, so what do you make of that? Follow the local laws. That's what even the embassy is saying. Of course, they're saying that. But
what's interesting, I think this is the case, is that the company that owns the hotel, I mean, they all have like real ties to the Chinese government, don't they?
This is CCA, right?
Right. If it's still CCA.
Well, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't follow the laws, as the embassy is saying. So, But this is going to be fascinating. This is going to be fascinating. So some more of your text messages. And you can continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. A couple text messages. The person says, how did those Chinese people get in our country with no papers? And that's the question everyone's asking. Is that really the case? We're waiting to find out if that is really what happened here, or something else. Let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
A pleasant good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
I'm your guest, Sparky, here. Just told an end to the show. Don't know what your topic might be. But I just wanted to say something that I've observed in our beautiful little Commonwealth of the Bahama Islands, especially in the island by I live of New Providence. Dwight, as I traverse the streets around here, I have observed that there appears to be a lot of, how do we refer to people with look like mental health issues walking the street, growing to me. Young men, not women. Women too, but they don't dress like young men. Young men walking the street bareback, not even a shirt on, well unkempt, looking like they're walking in space. Looking like they're not going anywhere or doing it, like they've been forgotten. And the numbers I've observed on the main thoroughfares, Market Street, Blue Hill Road, Wolf Road, Robinson Road, what we refer to as the over-the-hill area. It seems like any place south of the ridge of New Providence from Winton to Lyford Key, the numbers seem to be growing. I don't know if you've observed it when you drive around.
Yeah, it's been increasing every year for 4 years.
It looks like, I think there should be, we keep saying we can build this new prison for $90 million. We don't hear nothing but this new hospital what we need after 50 years of celebrating independence.
We do.
And it seems to be a home, a special home for some of these people, because to me it don't look good on a country, what I always refer to as the third largest economy in the Western Hemisphere per capita, with natural resources that foreigners seem to come and rob us of like pirates of yesterday. Do we remember the old emblem, what it was? Expulsius restitutus, what is it? Something commercio? Pirates expelled or something like that. I forget what it was.
Pirates expelled, commerce restored, right?
Yeah, the old emblem.
Okay.
And it seemed like we going right back there with pirates taking everything from the citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Like, we just going downhill, while there's others that we refer to as the elites.
Okay.
Just seem to be reaping everything from us.
Major.
And no matter what we could do, we just going down, down, down. Families are being destroyed because daddy might be being able to fulfill his role, so mommy got to go elsewhere to look. Whether they're married or unmarried, it's like these things causing us to... We need to get a group together, not a political group, but a concerned group to tell our leaders, man, enough is enough.
Okay.
Because
you're all over the place, Sparky. You're all over the place. All over. Yeah, okay, you do need to tell them that, but a lot of those issues, those are family problems that families needed to come together long ago and say, hey, enough is enough. You are heading down the wrong path, and we're not going to stand by and just allow you to do that, right? So there's a lot of that happening. People have seen this in their children and just allowed it to get out of it. Every day, there are more. There used to be when I was a teenager, you knew that this one was here and that one was there and that was about it. But now every day you will see a new person who seems to be either strung out on drugs, out of their mind completely, just zombie-like. And it is growing, and there are more people sleeping in roundabouts and under trees all over this island. And I don't know how it is on other islands, but we've got a problem. We've got a big problem. And I do wonder how certain people, especially politicians, can drive by and see the things that I'm seeing. People sleeping in potholes and in puddles and bathing in puddles. I've seen it far too often, but we got a big problem. I don't think many people notice this. Plenty of people don't. Clearly not. But what we're going to do, I don't know if we can blame the government entirely. It's a lot of people who've allowed chaos in their families to take over. We got to go to a break. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together And we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations. We're with you on this journey for every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
It's been 35 years since Custom Computers was founded, and we'd like to celebrate that milestone by thanking you, our clients and customers. You've inspired 35, partnering with the world's leading brands like HP, Apple, and Microsoft. We take pride in setting the bar for what you expect and deserve from a homegrown Bahamian business. We're here to serve you when you need us, so call 396-1101. Custom Computers, raising the standard since 1987.
The Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority invites all private companies and civic organizations to adopt a roundabout. This is your chance to stand out from the crowd, beautify and enhance our local areas for residents and tourists alike, just in time for the 50th anniversary of our independence. With this opportunity, you can engage persons on the go, generate media interest, and promote your company. Stand out and celebrate 50. For more information, you can call 242-604-3750.
Summer your way with Scotiabank. Apply for a Scotia Plan loan this summer and open the doors to your dream destination, the perfect home renovation, a prep for back to school, and so much more. Enjoy competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Use your plan loan to unlock your perfect summer break. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan today and have summer your way with Scotiabank. Visit bs.scotiabank.com or call 242-356-1697 for further details.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And hey, Miracle Treat Day is tomorrow. DQ Miracle Treat Day tomorrow. Here to tell us all about Bible and Owen Pinder. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning. We're happy to be here. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good morning, Bahamas. Hope you're doing good today.
All right. So Miracle Treat Day, this has been going on for a little while now, right?
Yes.
Tell folks what this is if they're not familiar with it.
Well, Miracle Treat Day is an initiative that started almost 40 years ago. It's an American and Canadian fundraising by the Dairy Queen franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And us being the Dairy Queen franchise here in the Bahamas, probably about 6 years ago, we came on board, and with the main purpose of is bringing awareness to kids that have different diseases such as cancer, sickle cells, autism, Down syndrome, and there are some of the organizations who are recipient of our Miracle Treat Day. We would have had to forcibly take a hiatus, obviously, because of the pandemic. However, we are back and live and excited for Miracle Treat Day 2023, and this year's recipient is the Kidney Association.
Oh, okay.
So you can come into Dairy Queen tomorrow, July 27, 2023. Come into Dairy Queen, purchase a Blizzard. Every Blizzard that is sold, $2, goes towards the foundation. We know we are smaller demographic, population-wise in the United States. They do $1. Here in the Bahamas, we do $2 for every Blizzard sold. So that we invite you to come in. There's 3 ways you can participate. You can purchase coupons. So let's say you don't want to buy a Blizzard tomorrow, eat a Blizzard tomorrow, come in and purchase a coupon, and you can save it for later. Even Corporate Bahamas, you can purchase it for your employees, buy them in bulk to incentivize your employees while helping a worthy cause at the same time. You can also pre-order your Blizzard. Contact any one of our Dairy Queen locations. We have 6 locations here in Nassau. That's Harbor Bay, in the Harbor Bay Plaza, Mall at Marathon, Southwest Plaza, Cable Beach, Sea Grapes, and BCH Hilton, which is downtown.
So, so many questions. So, coupons. How much are coupons? How does that work?
Coupons are $6.59. That's the price of a small Blizzard.
So that's one coupon.
That's one coupon.
And can you buy a book of coupons?
You can buy as many coupons if you want. We have companies bought them 150. Any regular person bought 2, 10. Yeah, so how many of you want, you can purchase.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you said pre-order. You can pre-order?
Yes, you can pre-order your blizzard. Today is the last day, depending on the size of the order, because then we'll have them delivered to your office. So let's say you want your office.
So you wouldn't do one?
So we wouldn't do one.
No,
Yes,
no,
it has to be a minimum of 3 to 5. I would say any more, that's the minimum. And then we would have it delivered to your office, so you can have your blizzard delivered to you.
And how do you get it to people without it melting in all this heat?
We have it packaged. We have the packaging to secure that.
Well, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Is there a delivery charge or anything?
No delivery charge at all.
Man, that's you can't beat
Yes,
that.
so you can't definitely beat that. And like I say, you can reach out to any Dairy Queen location, or you can contact our head office. That is 394-4936 or 394-4937. We're also on social media, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So you can message us through any one of those social media platforms, and we'll be able to assist you as well.
Okay. So tell us the flavors of blizzards that you have right now.
Okay, we have like Oreo Blizzard for those who are Oreo lovers.
That used to be my favorite.
What's your favorite now?
Oh boy, that raspberry cheesecake thing.
The raspberry lover.
Yeah. Well, anything with cheesecake I love. So
Right.
there's guava cheesecake, there's strawberry cheesecake,
The strawberry
there's cherry
cheesecake. Yeah, that one. Okay.
I think
And
that's
one of those. Yeah. And the guava cheesecake is.
really good.
Wow.
So we have the
All
turtle
of them
pecan cluster
cheesecake
with
ones are great.
All of what? You like all of them?
All of them.
Yeah, all the cheese.
They are really good. And the New York cheesecake is also amazing.
I've had that one. Is that what
Yes.
That's caramel?
No, that's with graham base with the cheesecake blended together, and then we have some strawberry in the middle filled to die for.
That's one I'm not tried.
That's a royal.
Okay.
That's a royal blizzard. So it's really amazing. But for the chocolate lovers, we have those who like chocolate extreme with us cocoa fudge, brownie pieces, and the chocolate chunks blended together. If you love chocolate, you will love that. Also, we have those who like nuts. You could like the turtle pecan cluster with us chocolate, caramel, and pecans. So we have different flavors for different options. So whatever you like, we have. You should be able to come out down and try it out.
Cookie lover, candy lover, fruit lover, chocolate lover. We have it all
Everything.
for you.
And then you got seasonal ones as well, right?
Yeah, we have the season one, which are the summer blizzard. And present the summer blizzards are the Oreo brookie. So that's Oreo with brookie pieces. Brookie's a candy, chocolate
bar.
type, in the blizzard. And then we have
the cotton candy blizzard.
Cotton candy blizzard, which is a favorite of everybody.
Yeah.
And
Especially
then
kids.
there's caramel fudge cheesecake.
Yes, that's one of the new cheesecake with the salted caramel pieces.
And there's very dipped strawberry.
Dipped strawberry.
And I think
the puppy chow.
And puppy chow. How could
What was that? What?
The puppy chow.
Puppy chow.
To the Dairy Queen and say we want the dog food blizzard.
Wait, why is it called that?
For some reason, the candy is in it. It's called puppy chow pieces.
And people eat that.
And
people
that's a
eat
popular
puppy
one.
chow.
Puppy
Okay.
chow and Oreo brookie are the two popular flavors.
There you go. that is amazing. Wow. All right. So again, remind us what's going to be happening tomorrow. This is a big day for you all, right? Like the lines
This is
are
a
pretty
big
long.
day, a huge day for us. Because as we feel it is as a corporate citizen to give back to, and it's the main purpose of Miracle Tree Day is to bring awareness to ailments that kids go through, such as kidney disease at this time that we're doing. But we have done cancer in the past, hearing impaired, diabetics, cancer, autism, Down syndrome. So it's at the same time of giving back and bringing awareness at the same time that these things will happen. And your support will go towards helping with medication or any necessity that they need in reference to these diseases that they battle on a daily basis. So as much as possible, it's only $6.59. And actually, a mini blizzard, which is smaller than a small, is only $5.89. So, give up your lunch. You can probably get lunch tomorrow in any event. You can purchase a treat, sweet tooth. So it's a win-win and a sweet deal for both you and for the organization at the same time.
And even if you get the coupons, you can still utilize the coupons after the event. So get the coupon, use it on the weekend, use it in the future, straight up to the end of the year.
Next year, however.
Yeah. Sounds wonderful. One more time, tell people those locations. Put you on the spot again.
So tomorrow, July 27th, 2023, all roads lead to 6 Dairy Queen locations. That's Dairy Queen, Harbor Bay Plaza, Mall at Marathon, Southwest Plaza, Cable Beach, Sea Grapes, and BC Chilton downtown.
Okay. Excellent stuff. Crystal Campbell, Owen Pinder, thank you so much for being here with us this morning, and looking forward to Miracle Treat Day. Chester, which one are you getting? You can't decide?
It gotta be a cheesecake.
Yeah, one of the cheesecake ones. I think I'm going to try that one you were talking about.
Fudge cheesecake.
Yeah, I'll try that one.
That's a new one.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, and keep up the great work you're doing at DQ.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break for news and be back with Morning Blend Business. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I'm sorry for you, boy. What your ma gonna do when she find out about you, boy? People on the next side of the ocean, they gon' hear the commotion, and you gon' need surgical operation when she finish with you. When Johnny ma gone in town, before she leaves she say, yeah, Johnny watch the pot, don't let it get too hot. But as she turn away, yeah, Johnny gon' go play, and he gon' live to regret this day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And this morning it's time for another of our twice monthly segments with A Squared SBDC, Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. And this morning we're going to be talking about their flagship program. This morning, very pleased to have back with us Deputy Executive Director Felice Bethel and Director of Client Advisory Services, Leo Roll. Welcome back. Great to have you with us.
Thank you, Dwight.
And we've got two of your clients with us. We've got in studio from Prestigious Transport. Yep, correct. We've got Dietrich Carroll. And joining us via Zoom from House of Assembly, Aidan Barrow. Good morning. Everybody can hear us on Zoom? Yes, Chester, Aidan? They're good? Okay, we'll get to them in a second. We'll make sure they're good. All right, so great to have you with us as always. So let us talk about this. Remind folks about the Access Accelerator program, their flagship program, how this works.
So thank you, Dwight, for another opportunity to talk about the work we're doing at the Small Business Development Center to help micro, small, and medium-sized businesses evolve. Mm-hmm. So in previous shows, we've flagship funding program, the Guaranteed Loan Program, which caters to startup and existing business owners looking for up to $500,000 in funding to cover a number of costs. For example, land, construction, company vehicles, company boats, production equipment, packaging, legal fees. It can be incorporation or intellectual property protection. Mm-hmm. But despite the number of shows we've done, the number of community outreach events. The question we continue to get is, how many businesses have benefited from the guaranteed loan program? So just to give you an idea, in 2019, so Access Accelerator was started in September 2018. So the guaranteed loan program did not get started until 2019. Right. And in 2019, 15 businesses were approved for $1.9 million. 10 businesses were approved in 2020 for $2.1 million. 13 businesses were approved for $2.2 million. In 2022, 13 businesses again were approved for $2.3 million. What's amazing about 2023, between February and July, so just 6 months, no loans were approved in January. In those 6 months, 17 businesses were approved for $2.9 million.
Your biggest year yet.
Exactly.
And we're not finished.
Exactly. And so for the remaining 5 months, our target is to raise a minimum of $3 million additional funding for micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. And so over the 4.5 years that this program has existed, 68 businesses have been approved for $11.4 million in funding, to answer that question specifically.
Beautiful. Wow. And we've got two of your clients here. Let's begin with Aidan Barano. She from House of Assembly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Just this week, I heard on another show somebody raving about your products. So the word is definitely getting out there. But tell us about yourself and House of Assembly.
Yeah, so my name is Aiden. I'm the owner of House of Assembly. So we are a luxury goods brand that focuses on handcrafted Bahamian products, primarily at the moment, jewelry and handbags, but we also sell home goods as well.
And spell that house there so people don't get confused about how you can call yourself that.
Oh, it's H-A-U-S.
Right, okay. So how did it get started? How did the idea come about?
So I actually grew up, my grandmother, she wasn't a straw vendor, but she was a straw platter. So she would sew straw, or plat straw, I should say, and sell it to vendors at the straw market. So I kind of grew up doing that with her, which is how I got into what I now know as accessory design. But, back then it was kind of just like making straw bags. So I kind of grew up doing that with my grandmother. And then later it kind of transitioned into an interest in product design and fashion. So I ended up studying accessory design and getting both a BFA and MFA from the Savannah College of Art and Design. And I've been really lucky and blessed to have a lot of different industry experiences since then.
Wow. All right. So tell us about your connection with 8th grade SBDC. How did that come about? What happened there?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate enough to be a client of the SBDC for the past few years, and I've received a lot of mentorship and just being able to be a part of their learning programs, and was able to qualify for the guaranteed loan program this year. But I've been a part of a few of their different programs.
Aiden, can you talk a bit about your writing experience? Because we want to highlight that when clients approach us for funding, we meticulous process of developing their business plan. So can you speak to your experience working with Deborah?
Yes, for sure. I think that the advisors that they have in place at SBDC are, more than qualified to assist with the writing the business plan portion. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear, it's for small businesses, they think that, maybe the vetting process wouldn't be as rigorous or there wouldn't be as much research involved. But trust me, it's a very rigorous process. So the plan writing portion with Deborah Miss Gibbs, she's an excellent business plan writer. So basically what we did together was we just kind of did the industry research portion of it, in addition to, being paired with financial advisors to help figure out not just how much money you need now, but how much you'll need in the future as well.
Wow. All right. So tell us about your products. Tell us how long it takes you to design these, the manufacturing process. What is that like?
Yeah. So all of our handbags, they're made with our prints. Everything is hand illustrated in-house. Everything is designed in the Bahamas, prototypes in the Bahamas. And for our handbags and travel goods specifically, they're all made of genuine leather and coated canvas. And you can see all of the making process and kind of behind the scenes on our social media as well. So as I said, primarily the handbag section of it, or so travel goods or so. So like we make things like weekenders and, more so smaller carry-on size luggage, but we're also kind of branched into the jewelry sector as well. We're focusing on genuine Bahamian made jewelry.
I'm looking at it on social media, and then Felicia showed me her bag. So, okay. Wait, let me see that again.
Yes.
Oh, I've been seeing that all over. So that's House of Assembly.
Exactly.
That's the crab, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been seeing that everywhere.
Yes.
So these bags are a big hit. A big hit. And how they've been doing.
Yeah, so currently our tote bags are definitely our bestseller. They do really well with corporate women like doctors, lawyers, accountants, people in those spaces, because it's kind of the perfect everyday bag. You can just like throw your charts in there, your laptop, anything you would need for a meeting. But what was the other question you asked? Sorry.
How is sales going?
Yeah, how are sales?
Oh, sales. So we started out as an e-commerce business, as just to kind of test MVPs, because originally, and I don't know if you're aware of this, we started out as still print focused in regards to products, but we actually started out as an espadrille brand, which is kind of just like a slip-on shoe that they wear a lot in Spain. Right. So gradually, as we pivoted from espadrilles to handbags, we decided to just focus on e-commerce to figure out what our MVP was, what our customer was looking for, and we realized that a lot of people that bought espadrilles from us just traveled a lot in general, which is kind of why we were just like, okay, well, let's try to figure out if they would be interested in bags. And, the year that we launched bags, like we sold out of everything in less than 3 months.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think being able to test that through e-commerce was great for us. But currently we have a brick and mortar location at the Nassau Cruise Port. And we actually be having a grand opening this Friday as well.
Okay. All right. So that's your first brick and mortar location.
So it's our third iteration.
Oh, okay.
So when we made the decision to go into brick and mortar, we didn't just, sign a lease. We kind of tested a model where it's like a store in a store. So, like, for example, if you go to Macy's or Nordstrom's or Barney's, like, they sell Ralph Lauren, but they kind of build a mini Ralph Lauren store in the overall Macy's or Nordstrom. Yeah, so we kind of did that concept. I believe it was in 2019. So we partnered with a local boutique to kind of launch the store in a store concept, and that was so successful that last year, I believe it's 2022, we decided to open our own retail store at Margaritaville, and then this year we moved to the Nassau Cruise Port, so a lot more foot traffic is there. No, so we just moved everything, all of operations, everything to the cruise port.
All right, that is amazing. That's pretty cool. Wow. Give us some idea of, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but prices. What are the price ranges like?
Yeah, so the prices.
I know you said corporate customers. So this is. Are you catering to high end customers?
I mean, I would call it affordable luxury, to be honest, because we have smaller travel goods, such as our passport holders, for example. Again, coated canvas and really durable. So they start from about, I believe it's $65, but then you kind of go up in price range the larger the items are. I know with that currently the extra large tote, like the one Police has, is $275 after that, and then we also have backpacks now as well, which have become really popular, and weekenders. So they can range in closer to like $350 to $375 space.
Okay, all right. So backpacks. So I was going to say, so you have things for gentlemen as well.
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Preston
Wonderful.
made sure of that.
Okay. All right. So what's the future looking like for House of Assembly? What can we expect from you a year from now, 5 years from now, even 10 years or more?
I mean, the future is bright. I mean, I hope so. We're definitely trying to, I wouldn't say focus on the travel space, but I think that's just what more so our customers end up using our products for. I think definitely to get our name out there and synonymous with the Bahamas and Bahamian made is always a goal for us, because, we're proud to be a Bahamian company. And hopefully we'll be expanding not just e-commerce to global sales, but our brick and mortars as well.
Mm-hmm. And the Chester, go on. Mm-hmm.
Are you going to end up at Harrods?
Well, hopefully.
Right, Neiman Marcus and more. The manufacturing process, how's that like? Because a lot of people have these misconceptions about Bahamian manufacturing and the people who'd be willing to do that. What have you found?
So currently everything is designed and prototyped here, and then what we do is to kind of expedite the manufacturing process is we get certain parts done abroad. So like, for example, cutting, and it's just like different things involved in the leather making process. So things like cutting, folding, skiving. These are very time-consuming processes that start even before you sew. So I think that's been definitely beneficial in regards to, we're trying to keep it as affordable as possible. But yeah, manufacturing has definitely been a challenge. So, you mentioned the price point as well. So we're kind of going to introduce a luxury line, and we've kind of already started to introduce products into that price. So more the $500 and $1,000 range. And we do have a full-time seamstress currently that we're training in leather goods manufacturing. So hopefully we'll be able to add more people to that team within the next year or so.
Oh, wow. Very exciting. Very exciting. All right. So when you hear this stuff, Felice or Leo, I mean, how do you feel? This is very encouraging.
Very proud, because Leo's been quiet. And the thing about it is, for me, it's not just helping clients to get funded, but believing in their brands enough to support it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important whenever I go to meetings, whether that's local meetings or international meetings, I always take my House of Assembly bag with me to demonstrate how proud I am.
Wow.
Not just to say we've gotten this client funded, but I believe in this brand and I support this brand.
Excellent.
Yeah, Dwight, thank you for the question. I feel exactly the same. For me, I am intricately involved in the process, as with the whole team, of ensuring that the business plan goes from the conceptualization phase all the way to that client actually realizing the business and being approved. And so whenever I see a client and they're doing well, I'm always very, very, my heart is warmed at the experience. And I remember Aiden's actual pitch before the committee. And that was one of the things, of course, we wanted to talk about this morning, and so we'll get to that eventually. But I just wanted to ask her, because I remember she was quite nervous. It is a Shark Tank experience, so of course there are a number of persons there asking questions. And so, Aiden, if you want to tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit nerve-wracking. So, again, being a part of the SBDC, you're not just paired with really knowledgeable advisors in regards to the business plan writing process, but in regards to the financial process as well. But, I mean, it's just a matter of practicing. I think the biggest advice I can give to anybody that wants the guaranteed loan program is going to be a part of this process. Yes, believe in your business, but also be open to feedback. Because, I had a lot of ideas initially, and not necessarily to say that they changed after being paired with the advisors at SBDC, but I think with their knowledge and background, you have to be open to the fact that you may not have things in mind that may be, conducive to growth as much as, from the financial picture. But, yeah, I was a bit nervous and nerve-wracking, but, I mean, there's nothing to be scared of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what advice would you give to an entrepreneur, especially somebody who wants to get into goods and services as well, goods like yours? What advice would you give?
I would say to start small and test your MVP. So, for example, we didn't start off making as many bags as we did. We kind of made one bag to say, okay, does this sell? At what price point can it sell at? What materials can it sell at? And then after making one, okay, let's maybe make 5. Can we make 5? And kind of just keep testing and reiterating. I think a lot of people just go in to say, okay, I want to launch whatever the product category may be. I want to open a fashion business. And then, they may go to wherever they may go, Asia or Italy, and they may order 101 pieces and they have no idea of the market that they're in. And even if what they want to do will sell. So I would just say, again, keep testing, keep reiterating, scale slowly. And content is king, in terms of marketing and wanting to get your name out there, constantly be making content, because I feel like that's really the key right now to marketing and growing your brand.
Wow, wonderful. All right. We've got a question for you. Somebody's asking, do you still sell the shoes, the espadrilles? Do you still sell those? They said they need a pair.
So we did discontinue them, but since, surprised. No, I was going to say, when we were at Margaritaville, we had such, unprecedented interest and also at the port as well. People have just been, when we told everybody that we were going to discontinue them, people were buying them 4, 5, 6 pairs at a time. It was crazy. So I think with that in mind, we'll probably bring it back by the end of the year in terms of just in time for Christmas. Yeah.
Wow. Wonderful stuff. And people can see your full line on social media. Do you have a website as well, or how does that work?
Yes, so we're on social media, Instagram, House of Assembly, House is HAUS, and then of Assembly. We also have an online website, houseofassembly.com. So on Friday, which is our grand opening, we'll kind of be restocking a lot of our fan favorites, such as like the black hibiscus, the emerald green leaf bag that we have, that collection. And we'll also be bringing out 3 new colors as well. So if you want to get first dibs on all these things, you have to come to the grand opening.
Oh, and anybody can show up? Or do you need to be
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Anybody can show up. It's at the Nassau Approved Board. It's open to Bahamians. And then I know if you're worried about parking as well, if you can offer validated parking at the Point parking lot.
All right. What time is the grand opening?
So it's from 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay, 6 to 8. All right, sounds great. This is very exciting. Aiden Barrow, thank you so much. I know you have to go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. And keep us posted on what's happening with the House of Assembly.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Appreciate it. That's
okay, take care.
One House of Assembly we can be proud of.
Exactly.
Oh, my
Oh, boy.
goodness.
All right, so before we take a break, we've got another question here for you guys. How many companies applied versus the number that was approved?
So our approval rating for 2023 so far has been about 45%, but that does not mean that the businesses that are still waiting to be approved will not be approved. So we have about 20 plus businesses that are out to the financial institutions, and more than half of them they've expressed interest in, and they've asked for additional documents. So by the end of the year, that 45% can increase up to maybe 60 or 70% last year.
Okay. All right, excellent. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Dietrich Carroll and find out about his company. That's when Morning Blend Business continues with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. Stay with us.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bs.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment cadence, Grand Bahama and Exuma. We invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
A lot of folks are wondering, what is the Agrarian Awards? It's an award show to celebrate the people who produce the food that feeds the country. So September 16th, we're giving out trophies and money to young farmers, backyard farmers, sheep runners, goat herders, pea pickers, onion planters, basically everyone. But we couldn't fit all that on the invite, so we put Agrarian Awards instead. Go to ADOBahamas.org to find out how to nominate your favorite agrarian. The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
Shopping is so rewarding with my Fidelity credit card. I get the best prices with price protection. Earn and redeem freedom points at my favorite stores. Get cash back. Plus, I booked a cruise. Get your Fidelity credit card today. Call 356-7764.
back here with Morning Blend Business on Gardening Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. We're talking with 8th grade SBDC today, talking about their Access Accelerator program. We just met Aiden Barrow with House of Assembly, and now we've got Dietrich Carroll with Prestigious Transport. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas. Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us about this company, Prestigious Transport.
Sure. Prestigious Transport is a premier ground transportation provider here in Nassau. This month, we celebrate 5 years of being in business.
Congratulations.
We provide primarily airport pickups and drop-offs from Linden Pinland International, also Jet Nassau and Odyssey Aviation to the Paradise Island Hotels and Cable Beach Resorts. And Airbnb is big now, so we have been dropping off a lot to Airbnb as well.
Yeah. Wow. It's been 5 years. It means the pandemic.
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh, boy.
COVID was terrible, as you can imagine, in particular for the tourism industry.
Yeah.
So we're glad as transportation providers. I can speak for everybody. We're happy now.
Yeah.
I think the last report was 2022, about 7 million visitors came to the Bahamas, so no one should be complaining now in the tourism industry.
Right. All right. So how did the idea come about for this? Because there's been a lot of companies that have been offering these type of services.
Yeah. So the market is very much saturated. So we are trying to be intentional and distinguish ourselves. But the way it came about was I did grad school also in Atlanta, like Aiden with Savannah School.
Okay.
So I did grad school there, and I worked at Cooper Global Chauffeur, the dispatcher and the chauffeur. Wow. And then when I graduated in 2015, came home, 2016, worked for a few other transportation companies here, leisure tours, and a few private ones. Then I said to myself, man, I could do this myself. You know, I have the experience, I have the exposure. So I took the leap, and I started my business July 2018.
Wow. So how did it begin?
It was scary, yeah. It was scary, but...
You had a vehicle, or what did you...
So I had to lease a vehicle starting out. So I leased an SUV, worked my way up, and then I was introduced to Access Accelerator by the former deputy director, Mr. Nicholas Higgs. And I got plugged in, filled out an application, and I actually had the opportunity, the privilege to have Miss Felice as my advisor.
Wow.
Rightfully so now. She's been promoted to a deputy director. Very much deserved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What was this process like?
Yeah, so she made it easy. She walked me through it. She prepped me, like Aiden said, to go before the investment. Intimidating. When I did my interview before the committee, I think it was about at least 10 to 15 executives there. Including the former director. She was there as well. And she went in on us. She showed us, for financial.
Felice, do you really need all those people?
It's good to get different perspectives.
Oh, okay. I think
because,
it's necessary.
Yeah, because each member of the investment committee has a different strength. So you have accounting experts, marketing experts, and so you have industry experts. And so when you have different people looking at the same plan, they're looking at it through their specific lens. And if there are any loopholes, it's going to come through in their questions.
Yeah. Did anybody throw any curveballs at you? Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
that
a lot
question.
of finance and math is not my stronghold. So I'm glad Felice was there to kind of help me out with the financial and accounting questions. Yeah, but everything else, she grew me. She walked me through the process, and it was a smooth process.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for the help that the work that they're continuing to do.
Yeah,
for sure.
And recently, because the thing with the guaranteed loan program or a lot of our programs, an entrepreneur can approach us maybe in the first iteration of their business, and then they can come back for additional funding. And recently, you've had the privilege of working with another person, so I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Mr. Dwayne Wallace, he was my advisor this go around. So he worked on my business plan, kind of walked me through the process, got me ready to go before this new committee.
Yeah.
So I was granted, I can say the amount. I was granted $93,000 to grow and expand and scale the business. So I'm excited about that.
And comparing the two experiences, the first experience where you had all those executives tearing into you, and this experience, what would you say the big difference is? Was it smoother?
It was smoother, and the big difference was I was more prepared now. Wasn't as nervous as before.
Yeah.
So it was nerve-wracking, but not as bad as before. Yeah.
So I'm curious. So you went from leasing to coming back to expand.
Yep.
Tell us about that process, how you went from there and how you got to this
It was
point.
a long journey, in particular during COVID, when we shut down 2019, 2020. It was a tough time. So coming back now with this funding, we will buy 3 minivans. So we can, about 15 seaters, 15 seaters, so we can kind of target more the tours downtown where the tourists come off the cruise ships, and we can be able to accommodate more passengers each transfer from the airport.
Yeah. So staff, how many people you have working with you now?
Yeah, so now it's myself. I have two full-time drivers and 2 part-time drivers.
Were you just the driver in the beginning?
In the beginning, yeah. Just
wow,
me. So
look
I was
at
doing
this.
everything. I was greeting at the airport. I was driving. I was dispatching. I was checking the phone, checking the website, everything.
How many hours of sleep?
Listen, man, at least, and this is for entrepreneurs out there, at least 12 hours a day that's the norm. You know,
So do you drive anymore?
Occasionally.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Look at that.
Like I have
You're
two
a big
two
boss
today.
now.
No.
So how many drivers do you have now?
2 full-time, 2 part-time.
Okay, excellent. And how many vehicles in the fleet?
So 3 now, and then we're going to bring on 3 more with this
Wow,
additional funding.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, tell us about the clientele and what you're really catering to.
Sure. So primarily stopover visitors from North America going to Atlantis and the other PI hotels, Cable Beach. Then we also cater to a few locals. We do weddings, proms, funerals. We have some diplomats that come in as well. A lot of wedding planners, bookers as well, for when they have destination weddings here. So I'm actually a member, the company is a member of the Bahamas Bridal Association. Okay. So just a plug in, they're having their Come for the Romance, and I hope everyone's listening. They have that Come for the Romance event next month.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm sure hopefully they come on and talk more about that.
Yeah. You noticing any changes in the industry, positive and negative? Anything happening that's really getting your attention?
Positive is Ministry of Tourism. They're definitely, whoever is heading it and the team, they're definitely doing a good job. They're definitely doing what they need to do. Like I said earlier, no one in the tourism industry should be upset. Tourists are here, persons are here, money is flowing, so we should be happy. So positive, yeah, we have a lot more visitors than years in the past.
Yeah.
I think they have about 1 or 2 more hotels they're going to build on Paradise Island, and then maybe 1 more in Cable Beach, so that's exciting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to add to what you said about no one in your industry being upset because tourism has rebounded, I would say the financial institutions are also paying attention because leading in terms of top industries funded through the Guaranteed Loan Program this year, tourism is number 1.
Wow.
So, yes, and this is after COVID. And number 2, we have printing, food and beverage, fishing, and definitely the financial institutions are accepting applications for transportation businesses, whether that's ground transportation or businesses that offer sea tours. And so maybe around 2020, 2021, the FIs were not interested in funding that type of business, but definitely this year they are back. Yes.
Back and stronger than ever. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow, this is great. So what's the future looking like?
It's exciting. We're hopefully going to we're going to plan with Access Accelerator to get a physical location, get more vehicles, larger vehicles, branch out, start operations in the Family Islands. So not just New Providence and Nassau. We can branch out.
Yeah.
Why? Because you emphasized the funding was to get larger vehicles, and you just mentioned getting more large vehicles. Why are you going from smaller to larger?
More revenue and to cater to a lot of companies. So companies such as Majestic Tours and Leisure Tours, they cater to persons that have conferences and conventions. They come here. And a lot of small businesses like myself and others can't cater to these clientele because we don't have the vehicles, the size vehicles to cater to these larger numbers of persons. So that's the idea.
So you want to take them on head on.
Just tap into some of the revenue that's coming in.
So you mean when they first come to the Bahamas and you're picking them up from the airport?
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday with BPL, electric vehicles. Are you thinking about that? And because it sounds like so many companies are saying they're going to be abandoning internal combustion engine vehicles by the end of the decade. What impact will that have on you and what you're planning for the future?
Yeah, it's not really a large demand so we're plugged in platforms. And with those platforms, there hasn't been a large demand for electric vehicles. So it's not something at the moment that I'm too concerned about, but eventually we gotta look into it. Yeah.
But definitely, in terms of our funding programs, we are looking to launch a pilot e-mobility program for persons in Eleuthera, because I'm told that gas is maybe 30% higher there than in New Providence. And so definitely that's an island where we would like to test, where businesses can apply for funding through the Guaranteed Loan Program for electric vehicles, and we would guarantee the loans for them. So that's something that's to come very, very soon.
Yeah. Dietrich, I might want you back on the show for another issue.
Sure.
Talk about taxis and how taxis work and don't work for regular citizens here, and how we shouldn't have to buy cars. I should be able to afford to catch a taxi to go where I want to go. Would love to get your views on that and why we don't see that here.
Controversial topic.
Is it? It sounds so like it'd be a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Help to bring down the cost of living and fewer cars in the road. But anyway, one day we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's talk about this and this success story here, and how this could be other investors, entrepreneurs. This could be, they could have a similar story.
Well, definitely at the Access Accelerator, as Felice said, we have a number of industries. We don't discriminate any industry unless it's doing something harmful to the environment or to health. But when we look at businesses like Dietrich's, like Aiden's, all we ask is that you come to the table with at least the information. So you've done the groundwork. You know what it is. You've done the feasibility studies. You've done the market research. You bring your idea to us. We will assist with, of course, getting the plan crafted, as well as getting the financials done. And as Dietrich and Aiden has already said, we'll also assist with ensuring that that person is prepared for our investment committee. And we don't leave them after they finish the investment committee. We will also assist as they are at the bank trying to get funded. And after they're funded, we will also assist for at minimum of 3 years, which we call the 3-year handshake. It's a proverbial love dance between the client and the advisor for at minimum 3 years after they've been funded. And so we help you to get to the point of being funded and after being funded. And so I think we have an excellent program. We've been, Felice and I, to several different jurisdictions. We've been to Jamaica, we've been to Trinidad. What we've learned is that while there are SBDCs in these various jurisdictions, they may be doing pockets of services. So there may be one that may be specifically building the business plan, one that's assisting with funding, one that's assisting with the post-funding aspect. But at the Bahamas SBDC, we actually bring that all together under one roof.
Excellent.
And so I think that's what makes us unique.
Exactly. And speaking of success stories, so today we featured 2 entrepreneurs who are based in New Providence, but highlight that the SBDC is not Nassau-centric. So of the $2.9 million approved for funding in 2023 between February and July, 51% of that relates to New Providence-based businesses. 49% relate to the Family Islands. And just to highlight, the island that is taking number 2 to Nassau in funding, it's Eleuthera.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You should have let him guess.
I was going to say.
I should have.
I was going to say Exuma, but Eleuthera would have been my third guess. My second guess. Yeah, okay.
Wouldn't have been Grand Bahama?
But yeah, Eleuthera, okay. All right.
What do you think that is, Leo?
Well, I think we have advisors on all of the islands. And I think our advisor, I'll give her a shout out in Eleuthera. She has been doing a magnificent job channeling and advertising our program, attracting persons to the industry. But we found that in Eleuthera, there are a number of persons. The island is ripe at the moment. We have a partnership with Disney there. They're also building another complex on the island. And so we find that there are a lot of tour operators, a lot of persons who are really getting back into the tourism market. And those businesses are flourishing. And we're coming for Grand Bahama. We have a new advisor on the ground now. For a while, we didn't have a dedicated person. And so that had a lot to do with the fallout, because usually Grand Bahama is right under Nassau in terms of businesses that have been funded. But we do love to see this shift.
Now, the thing is, Grand Bahama has more businesses funded than Eleuthera, but the dollar value is higher for Eleuthera-based businesses. And so we had one client in Eleuthera, $400,000 for a bone fishing lodge. Another one approved for roughly $300,000 for a commercial building space. And so they're asking for larger funding amounts as opposed to the 4 businesses in Grand Bahama that were looking for an average $50,000 in funding.
On the Family Islands, is it all mainly tourism related, or what are you seeing there?
So, like I was saying earlier, we have the top 5 funded industries are tourism, printing, food and beverage, fishing, fashion. Underneath that, you have real estate, fitness and wellness, transportation, waste management, automobile, and cleaning. So there are a number of industries that are being funded. But in terms of concentration, the top 3, tourism, printing, food and beverage.
Yeah, right. So that pretty much how it plays out on the Family Islands
exactly.
as well. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So once you have a unique business idea and it's not harmful to the environment or to society in general, we have an open door policy. We will help you take your concept to a written plan, to the investment committee, Shark Tank, then to the financial institutions. And really the turnaround time is not that long if you have all the documents in place. Dietrich,
Correct.
When you approached us for funding the second time around, how long did it take the plan to be written, and how long did it take for Fidelity to approve the loan?
No more than 7 days.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty
Some
quick.
of the commercial banks take longer, much longer. But okay, that's pretty good.
And that's not the exception. That's actually been the norm for the past few months. It's been about 2 weeks at max.
Yeah, because what we found this year was that we needed to attract the right type of writers, right? And so the best writers are writers who have a marketing background, and we pair them with chartered accountants who have the financial background. And so when you have these 2 types of consultants working together who are also small business owners, they seem to develop the best business plans that cover both the numbers as well as they can sell the business idea in a format that the financial institutions are willing to fund.
Right.
And we've also revamped Dwight, or have added some stronger reviewers, so they're the ones who spot if we always have a phrase, Felice and I, the plan has to be bulletproof. It can't go before the investment committee for them to poke holes in it. And so by revamping those reviewers who are then more keen and they have a cleaner eye for detail, and we also revamped our investment committee, so we added some new members who have their varying backgrounds. And so once we have this kind of system together, it's almost a slam dunk.
Speaking of reviewers in the background, so our reviewers are Shark Tank people. A lot of people aren't aware of who they are, but the reviewer who is responsible for Prestigious Transport and House of Assembly, this is someone who has maybe 10 years experience as the regional port manager for tropical shipping.
Okay.
So we don't hire reviewers or writers who have absolutely no experience. These are people who, yes, they're working for an honest pay, but they have the expertise that they're willing to contribute or give back to the Bahamian community.
Just curious, what would be some of the reasons why a company would be rejected or a proposal would be rejected?
It can be for a number of reasons. Sometimes entrepreneurs create a business based on what they like as a person or what they feel their strengths are, without considering what does the market want and need. And sometimes the market may want and need what it is that you're selling, but it's not willing to pay the price that your products or services cost. So sometimes entrepreneurs also fail because they cannot source the materials at a reduced cost or price in order to offer savings to the market. So first, it can be that they don't have products and services that people want, or they could have it but not have the ability to price it to a point that the market is going to tolerate it.
Right. Could saturation be an issue as well? Like we've got too
Definitely.
many of these already.
So when a client approaches us with an idea that everybody is doing, the first thing the advisor has to do is to figure out what makes his business stand out. So in the case of House of Assembly, she's selling vegan, right?
Okay.
And also she has, I don't know if she said this, but she has a lot of female politicians or female ambassadors who are already customers of hers. And so when you think of these women posting their pictures on social media, they're attracting other customers to support the brand as well. So we look for businesses that have an innovative product, but also they may have already like a niche market that's willing to to purchase from them.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So, Dietrich Carroll, what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs out there? And knowing this process and knowing how your journey has gone, what would you say?
Sure. Don't be afraid to take the first step. It's going to be hard work. It's a roller coaster ride. There's no straight path to success. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to cry. You're going to be upset. You're going to want to have to stay the road. Access Accelerator is doing a wonderful job. Like Felice said, it's an open door. Go in, fill out the application, and they will work with you. Like she said, they hire the best of the best, from the reviewers to the accountants. So it's definitely a hard road in entrepreneurship, but it's worth it. It's beneficial. I love it. I get tired. I get sad. I get frustrated, but I'm still going. 5 years in, and 5 plus more years to go.
Yeah. Wow. Well, your story is inspiring, and I think a lot of people need to hear that. You start out doing all the work.
Yeah.
And now you have a staff.
10 to 12 hours a day, that's the norm.
Yeah.
What's your why, though?
My why, honestly, is so I can leave something for my son. I have a 5-year-old son, and I want him to have an advantage, a head start. So I want to make the money, get financially stable, so I can pass it on to him, and hopes that he would take the business over, or he can use money from him to have a head start on life.
Wow.
That's my why.
Excellent.
Shout out to Bradley.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. Great meeting you this morning. Dietrich Carroll, Prestigious Transport.
Thank you,
all
sir.
the best to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Leo and Felice, keep up the great work. We heard all these wonderful success stories, and I hope it's inspired some people to come and seek some advice from you all.
Definitely. And you can reach us at 461-7232 or visit our website, www.accessaccelerator.org. And then you can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Are we on TikTok?
Yes, we are, fortunately.
Yes, we are.
But you can also WhatsApp us at 359-0626 or helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com.
And Dietrich, Prestigious Transport's all over social media as well.
Yes, sir. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the website is prestigious.transport.com.
And let's get your numbers.
815-4300 is the WhatsApp. Landline is 364-5696.
Okay. Excellent stuff. Thank you all so much.
Thank
Great
you.
conversation this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're going to take a break and then be back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news anytime, all day.
The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is here to help small businesses throughout the entire Bahamas. To better serve you, we've made it easier to contact us. Call 461-7232, WhatsApp 359-0626 or 359-2394, Email helpdesk@spdcbahamas.com or submit a ticket when you visit our help center at accessaccelerator.org. The Access Accelerator, empowering small business.
Beulah, gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge, so we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
You see something, say something. Let us all pitch in and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together. And we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations. We're with you on this journey for every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL. Financial Secretary Simon Wilson telling members of the media that the government hopes to finalize an agreement with the Bahamas petroleum retailers this summer, adding that talks have currently stalled. Wilson says that they have a proposal before them and that they have a counter-proposal before the government. He says, again, he's hoping to finalize the deal by the end of the summer. The Petroleum Retailers Association, the BPRA, has been back and forth with the government on a profit margin increase on the fuel they sell. Those operators say their thin margins are leaving them underwater, as quoted by BPRA President Raymond Jones. They say they're not making any reasonable profit. Prime Minister Philip Davis said in June that there needs to be a balance between profitability and affordability. He suggested that he was comfortable with the profit margins earned by fuel retailers. But those retailers, just a few weeks before Davis' comments, stopped selling diesel in an act of protest to get the government to continue negotiating on the margin increase. MasterCard will host a financial technology summit at Rosewood in Bahamar next month. They're hoping to expose trends in the Caribbean's fintech ecosystem. The company saying in a statement yesterday that during the summit, experts from around the region will expound on their roles as enablers of the national digital agendas. MasterCard said those experts will also speak about innovation and the impact of digitalization on financial inclusion, among other topics. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas, the U.S. Federal Reserve expected to move today to raise interest rates for the 11th time, and it could once again send ripple effects across the economy. Mortgage rates, which have surged since the Fed began lifting rates in March 2022, could rise further. So could rates on credit cards and some business loans. Perhaps no one has felt the pain more than car buyers. It's not just that sticker prices are way up or that lenders have tightened credit standards. On top of all that, steadily higher auto loan rates have elbowed many American car buyers out of the market. A study by the New York Federal Reserve has found that 14% of applicants for auto loans were rejected over the past year, the highest such proportion since the New York Fed began tracking the figure in 2013, up from 9% in February. And as Twitter fades to X, TikTok is stepping up with new text-based posts. The same day Elon Musk abruptly dropped Twitter's name and bird logo as part of its supposed transition to an anything app called X, TikTok announced it will begin letting its users post text-based messages. The popular Chinese-owned app, best known for lip-synced dances and farcical challenges and other short videos. Didn't offer much explanation for the new feature. It did note in a statement that the service is expanding the boundaries of content creation by showcasing the written creativity users have previously had to share via comments and video captions. TikTok announced the new feature on Monday. It wasn't clear to what extent users have embraced text posts in their first full day of availability, but that's partly because searching on variations of the term text posts largely turned up examples of popular video games. And global growth will see a slight improvement compared to previous International Monetary Fund projections, but many challenges still cloud the horizon as it's too early to celebrate, according to the organization's chief economist, IMF economist Pierre-Olivier Gorinchas, giving his assessment as the organization projected that global economic growth will slow to an estimated 3% in 2023 and 2024, down from 3.5% in 2022. The latest projection reflects a 0.2% increase from the organization's April projections, when IMF leadership said the world economy was expected to grow less than 3% this year, increasing the risk of hunger and poverty globally. And in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market movers, AML Foods Limited moving 6,500 shares, closing down 7 cents to $5. APD Limited moving 355, unchanged at 41.19. Bank of the Bahamas moving 1,000, up 28 cents to 4.50. Commonwealth Brewery moving 500, unchanged at 11.25. Consolidated Water down 7 cents to 4.10, and Emira Incorporated up 6 cents to 10.23. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,571.15, up 1.79. That's your Market Watch, and that is your Morning Business Report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Let's get a final check of your weather, and we've got an amended and extended weather warning, the weather watch and warnings. So the weather watch, the thunderstorm warning for New Providence has been downgraded to thunderstorm watch. And the thunderstorm watch includes Cat Island and New Providence. This is in effect till 10:30 this morning. Still under a thunderstorm warning right now. Grand Bahama, Abaco, the Berry Islands, Andros, North Eleuthera, and northern Exuma, along with their adjacent water. So again, the Department of Meteorology says that they're observing clusters and lines of moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms associated with deep and active troughing over the area. And we're expecting thunderstorms to be severe at times, causing strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possible waterspout or tornado activity. Again, thunderstorm warnings in effect for a good portion of the country right now, and a thunderstorm watch in effect for New Providence and Cat Island. So this is mainly the northwest and central Bahamas. Keep you posted on that throughout the day. But that is going to do it for us this morning. Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business. Chester, hope you're okay and feeling okay.
Getting there.
Yeah, you want to tell people what happened to you?